L for leaving. There have been times when people felt they must move on, but haven't found it easy to go. That's how Jackie Fullerton felt when he signed for the BBC.
I never thought I would leave UTV. I'd been here 19 years.
That people from all facets of the game will be there to pay tribute to the great Scot.
Jim Neely came because Mark Robson was coming here from BBC. So I talked to Jim, and they offered me a lot of money to go on a contract, and I thought, yeah. And that was great, and it was great to get more money. But I then realized I had to leave UTV, and that was difficult. I'd have to leave a lot of good, very good friends. But for the first 3 months, honestly, when I arrived in Belfast, my car kept going towards UTV. I remember when I left, the controller at that time, he said, you know, you'll not like the BBC. It's very bureaucratic, and there's a lot of red tape, and nobody watches it. And I said cheekily, they will now. And he said, to be fair, he said, touché.
In the early 1960s, two women who would later re-emerge as on-screen favourites had to quit their jobs for the same old-fashioned reason.
I met and married my husband in Ulster Television. Alan was a cameraman, went on to be a producer and director. I was a humble PA, and we fell in love.
It was very weird and very quirky that in those days they had a rule that married people could not work in the same department. And of course, the mere fact that Don Keating, my then husband, was working on the floor as a cameraman, and I was behind the scenes as a production assistant.
One of us had to leave our employment, but it was always the woman who left. So I moved on into journalism.
Well, we're going to take a short break now, but do join us in a few moments to meet some rather special guests.
It was a little frustrating having to leave a job that I loved. On the other hand, what it did open up was the performance side. Because although they said you can't work in the same department for UTV, it didn't stop me then picking up on my singing. And so then I went in front of the camera. So in a way, it wasn't too upsetting having to leave.
You were chasing her, chasing her.
Getting the whole show underway, the #1 dance...
When a local broadcaster leaves for the brighter lights of the network, whatever success may follow, the relationship with the audience has to change.
We shouldn't have gone to all that trouble, actually.
My mother, who's often the audience you want to be judged by, will say to me now, I can't go down to the co-op because I'm fed up explaining to people what you do on TV. I said, what do you mean, Mum? She says, well, you're never on anything anymore. And I said, but Mum, I'm on 4 days a week on Sky News, and I do Radio 5 on a Saturday morning, and I do whatever, I run through this list. And she'll say, yes, but they're all our programmes nobody watches. And what she actually means is this wonderful common touch that local programming has, and this relevance and this pertinence. It doesn't get any better for a broadcaster than to work in your hometown for the people that know you and wish you well.